Our Atlantic sailing adventure began this summer, and over the past few months we've crossed the North Sea a couple of times, exploring far reaches of Norwegian fjords and discovering the northern culture and wildlife that the North Sea has to offer. Since then, we've traversed the full length of the UK, sailed across the English Channel, landing on the medieval island of Sark, and are now preparing to make our way to the north coast of France for a launch point into the Bay of Biscay and some southern reaches. Coffee o'clock aboard SV Maalie after another wild night in the big Chenal tides. The moon was enormous last night. You could see everywhere, it was so bright with the moon, and she brought with her a big tide, and we were rolled around beam on to beam on. Must have been 30 degrees heel on either side, it was wild. But we've got a nice new fresh day, lots of sun, nice wind, favourable wind, and we're sailing to France.
To encourage that hopefully not really. That would be nice. Roly.
Yeah, roly. Off we go!
Yeah, ready for the main when you are.
To France. That goes there, that can go there too. That goes there for you.
As soon as we exited our anchorage, we just saw some like splashes around, quite a lot of birds converging to the splashes, and we're like, what is going on? And it was like basically like a massive pods, or I don't know how you call it in English, but a huge pack of tuna, and just like breaching, jumping.
Picking off over there.
Clearly like hunting for mackerel, and we're like just in the middle of them, so we kind of like stole the boat and hang out there for a bit, filming and watching, and they're just there like 5 meters away from the boat, so like jumping. It was crazy.
Oh, they're jumping here. They are massive. Yeah.
And even with your big rig, you couldn't get it.
Far too big. These are bluefins.
I saw the dolphin at one point. Like they all are hunting in the
tide, huh?
Yeah, in the tide.
Oh, that's insane.
Such a crazy experience. Joe flew the drone a bit, hopefully got some footage. It was amazing, it was just a crazy experience. So we lost a bit of time on our kind of like proper departure to catch the tide, so hopefully it doesn't bite us later on.
Can nearly see France. It should just be on the horizon through this haze. We got another lesson in tidal streams. Channel Island tidal streams. Don't mess about. They're big. And yeah, judging by last night's moon, we should have taken heed. We tried to make it round Plateau de Roche to the east of Paimpol, and we tacked, and then we tacked again, and we were going backwards. So we tried with the engine, and we were making absolutely no progress, so we jibed pretty much and went downwind, and now we're 10 miles off the coast of France, hard on the wind, sun is just setting, we can smell the bread from here.
Et les Kunyaman.
Can see France now. Just come through the haze on the horizon. Been a wild sailing day. Big tides in the Channel Isles. Sometimes on our side, sometimes against us. And a crazy tuna experience, that was insane. Yeah, it's been an interesting time navigating our way through the Channel Isles. And now the Ile de Brest, just north of Paimpol in France. Mallie's still hard on the wind, sailing at about 30, 35, 40 degrees apparent and a favourable tide now. Ooh. We're making about 4 knots towards our destination. Some good lessons today as well with the wind vane self-steering and how to make it work on all different points of sail, and quite dependent on the sea as well, what the waves are like. Making the final approach under engine to the coast of France. As us, we're there. A nice 45-50 mile run today, accompanied by some tuna.
Yeah, a bit slower than expected, but it's nice. I just want to be in the anchorage and sleeping now after all this non-sleepy night.
We've had 3 rolly nights in an anchorage, so we're looking forward to a nice flat one.
Yeah, I'm a bit conscious of the tides that's gonna be against us, but keep pace, I'm just gonna be fine.
Pretty sunset tonight though. It's looking good. Let's have a look at that. What a French sundowner looks like. Final leg of our journey into the north coast of France. We're currently
the official one.
We're currently motoring our way up towards Les Arbieux.
Much faster than yesterday night.
But we're with a favourable tide now. We arrived last night late after chasing tuna and
making bad decisions on changing plans.
Making some poor decisions with Cap Breton spring tides.
Yeah, we arrived basically 4 hours later than we planned. So we planned to arrive with the tide going up the river, and we arrived right when it was high tides and it was dropping.
So ultimately
that's funny.
We motored against an outgoing, an ebbing spring tide that was quite strong. So we were very slow. Anyway, we took the first anchorage we landed in, spent the night there, and we complete the rest of the journey this morning.
It's actually super nice though, because then we see it all. And arriving yesterday, the first section with the blue supermoon, I think it was that the name, blue supermoon, was so pretty when we arrived. It was still with like no clouds and we could see everything. It was amazing to see all those rocks, and then to like discover it with daylight today. It was so nice.
just back from a wee dinghy excursion to l'Isle de Breton, and we've come back to the mothership because the tide had turned. And probably lucky we did, so we can just monitor the anchor. Look at this. This is the tide exiting Les Albrieux, going back to sea on a spring. So much power, absolutely no sea swimming today, not until slack at least. It's probably running at 3-4 knots, probably. Crazy.
Not bad for a kitchen view.
The next days were spent making our way along the Brittany coastline in between the giant tides. Any westward progress is hindered by an eastward tide, and thankfully the big blue supermoon that we'd battled with in the last week was slowly getting smaller. Sometimes sailing, sometimes motoring, 50-60 miles a day, we were slowly making our way towards the launch point for Chenal du Four. Well, we must be getting in the true south now. A sunfish, wow. Have you ever seen one before?
No!
Wow.
So cool!
Our first mola mola. Amazing. Where's he gone? He's just hanging out. We maybe gave him a wee fright with the GoPro. Sorry, buddy. Dropping the main after a day of motoring, coming into La Bervrac to drop the anchor, top up jerry cans and get ready for Chenal du Four tomorrow. Still really sunny, and a funky onshore wind is filled in, which wasn't really forecast, but it should be good shelter for the night. Bonsoir!
Today we woke up super early to leave from La Bervrac to go to Brest via the Chenal du Four. We were super stressed the past 2 days to try to time everything right, because to get the tide in the Chenal du Four you are going against the tide here around the first part of the Cape. So far it's been super good, doing over 3 knots over ground without pushing the engine too much. We're gonna be able to pass right next to the Phare du Four, which is just a landmark, all the picture of this massive wave breaking behind the lighthouse is usually is this one. So it's gonna be super cool to see it, but not in those conditions. So we're going through just past La Pointe Saint-Mathieu, so that's the end of the Chenal du Four, and we're doing 8 knots, so in the narrowest parts, and just like being pushed through, just like boiling water on us. It's super cool. I was going to show you one of the like important markers, but we passed it already because we're just way too fast, and you could see the stream behind. It's crazy. So now after Pointe Saint-Mathieu we can turn in and then enter like the La Mer d'Iroise, and at the end of it then Brest. So we're just gonna stop in Brest Harbour tonight. My mom is going to join us and she's bringing some goodies for us, like the BB stick that we're gonna need to train to use it as a satellite phone for Biscay. So yeah, tons of cool stuff, and then basically we're gonna be in between Brest and Crozon in this area, Camaret-sur-Mer, to prep for Biscay, and then hopefully it looks like there's a potential window next week. So that's exciting. We kind of, I think, overestimated that it was going to be a complicated passage today, but we're learning, so it's better to get ready for something like that than underestimate and then get bad surprises. No wind, unfortunately, so we didn't sail, but that's life.
Huge thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, don't forget to leave a like and maybe a comment. You can head over to our Patreon page where there's lots of extra content coming out, ad-free as well. Now that we're arrived well in Brest, we have the perfect launching point for the Bay of Biscay, and we thought we'd take the opportunity with some calm weather coming through to haul out the boat and do some bottom work, getting ready for the big blue.